Hi there. No, I'm not repeating high school, but the federal government has just brought in some sweeping changes to the education system. And I thought the best way to get a perspective was to get inside the pants of a school... That's terribly worded. Can we retake that? And no, we don't have time? Right. You're watching The Noble Truth. G'day and welcome to The Noble Truth. And yes, I have donned my old school uniform because quite recently the government has made some technology-driven changes to the education system, and it's the time for the noble voice to be heard in the education debate. Now, specifically, the federal government has brought in a controversial website called MySchool. Now, I've got a problem with this right off the bat. Really, federal government, MySchool? Get with the times. It should be called Face School or School Book. That would get the kids interested. Now, what the MySchool website is a place for parents to check the performance of their schools compared to other schools. Now, I thought for a bit of fun, I would check out the results of my high school alma mater and see how they did. So their scores were, for Year 7 reading, 577 compared to statistically similar schools average on 585 compared to Australian schools average on 541. Year 9 spelling was on 607 compared to statistically similar average of 625, and the advantage of all Australian schools on 574. Year 5 numeracy, they're on a score of 552 compared to statistically similar schools average on 530 and all Australian schools average on 487. Now, I think how this website works is if you are worried about your school's performance, you get in your child. You have them look at their school's webpage, and if they can make heads or tails of what all these numbers mean, then your school's doing a very good job at educating your children. Now, I'm a huge fan of this MySchool's website, and I'd like to applaud the Education Minister, Julia Gillard, for so firmly walking in the footsteps laid out by US President George W. Bush, who brought into that country the idea of judging schools based on standardized test results, thus making the US public school system the envy of the world it is today. Now, unfortunately, the Teachers Union have brought it upon themselves to complain about this website because it disadvantages students in a poor socio-economic whatever. I'm starting to think all teachers know how to do is complain because, frankly, this helps them out a lot. It is a very direct, narrow view on what their role should entail, and that is teaching the test. They no longer need to worry about creating a positive, caring community or using their lessons to inspire students to pursue in life the greater good, or to make sure students are prepared to socially adapt to any environments they might find themselves in after work, or make sure students know anything outside the narrow perimeters of the test. Teachers only need to teach a test. Teach the test, and that is surely much easier than all those broad, idealistic things I was naming earlier. Teachers, just teach the test and don't worry about anything else. Really, this website is just the Rotten Tomatoes of our education system, and that's great because before Rotten Tomatoes, how was I to know that District 9 was a better film to go see than just 9? I hope I wouldn't have had to figure it out on my own. Anyway, I think that we could expand this even to other areas of life. What about healthcare system? I know if I had a heart attack, I'd love to go online and see which hospital was statistically the best for heart attacks for me to go visit. Or national parks. I know before I go on a holiday to a national park, I would love to have a look at which one has the highest proportion of trees. Anyway, there's my look at the education debate. Catch you next time on The Noble Truth.